Welcome to the SVG-TV News and Sports for Friday, March 28th. I'm Khalil Cato with the details. Yesterday, family, well-wishers, members of the spiritual Baptist community, along with officials from the Ministry of Culture, gathered at the Kingstown Cemetery to remember the life and contributions of this country's first Chief Minister, Ebenezer Theodore Joshua. Cultural Officer Anthony Tibbles, in his address, says while the ministry has been formally remembering Joshua over the past years, he is baffled that some persons question the special remembrance wreath-laying ceremony still being held annually.
I think most people are aware of the fact that Joseph Chatoyer was named under the National Heroes Act as the first hero of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, officially named by law. And they know that he died on March 14th, and they don't remember that the stalwart whom we come to remember today, E.T. Joshua, also died on the 14th of March. They remember that Joseph Chatoyer had sword in hand and resisted the English soldiers, and they forget that E.T. Joshua, with pen in hand and the writing of laws, was also fighting the British and looking after the good of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
And President of the National Workers' Movement, Noel Jackson, says persons must not forget that E.T. Joshua was a man who had the poor and working class of SVG at heart.
Brought to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, to the workers and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, what we call today modern trade unionism. All the leaders before him who established trade unions did not establish a bona fide union that negotiated and represented the interests and values of the workers in the face of oppressive employers. None of them. What they established were mainly friendly societies where you could go and get a little change if you're broken and so on and so forth. Under Joshua's stewardship, workers got paid vacation leave. For the first time, under Joshua's stewardship, workers began to get annual increases. That is to say, he negotiated every year for an increase to enhance the interests and values of the workers and to uplift the working and living conditions of the poor.
Meanwhile, Jackson says Joshua's contribution should forever be etched in the consciousness of all Vincentians. Moreover, he explained that his heart grieved when he visited the burial site of Joshua earlier this week and saw the condition it was in.
Discovered someone went on Joshua's grave and used it as a mortar board. Mixed mortar on Joshua's grave and block up all the writings and then even sweep it off or wash it off. As you see it there today, it's plain, just plain white, because we couldn't trace the things properly. We now have to think about erecting two nice headstones and putting a rail so that people cannot even come and sit on it, because it ought not to happen. Joshua has done enough in this country to deserve that. And that is a project I am going to take on, even if I have to take my personal finances.
Jackson says it is extremely important that the grave of the first Chief Minister stands out at the burial ground.
There are persons who come to this country merely for economic gain and who have prominence in this cemetery. You can't even recognize Joshua's grave, but they are not standing out. We can't afford that. That have to change. And it must change from this week. So the next time we come back to this cemetery here to remember Joshua, there must be a monument. That is to say, His grave must stand out.
Meanwhile, Jackson says he strongly believes that Joshua's name should stand out and that he is well deserving of the status of national hero. And Government Senator Luke Brown, who was representing Minister of Culture Cecil Mackey, says the inadequate recognition of the contribution of E.T. Joshua sends wrong signals to the progressive youth of SVG.
If we have a man who has done so much for his country and who does not enjoy a pride of place, so to speak, it might tell those young men and women growing up who might contemplate doing similar work that they shouldn't bother with that. They might get involved, they should get involved in something else that seems to be more appreciated by society. And we have to make sure we nip that kind of moral hazard or problem in the bud. We want to build a nation of self-sacrificial developers, contributors to our development, who contribute at their own personal expense sometimes, because a country with the limited resources like that which St. Vincent and the Grenadines has needs to foster that culture of giving.
Over 50 police recruits were officially welcomed to the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force last evening at the 32nd Annual Passing Out Parade held at the New Montrose Police Station. The parade was attended by a number of officials as well as parents and guardians of the recruits. Kristen John Dean has more in this report.
The recruits, who are now full-fledged police officers, were told that a good professional police officer must be disciplined and committed to the job. That's the advice given by Commissioner of Police Michael Charles as he addressed the recruits at the 32nd Passing Out Parade held on Thursday, March 27th. Charles noted that after 7 months of training, there is no doubt that the new members of the police force have a calling to serve and a commitment to the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. He told the officers that they will have to work hard at maintaining a high level of commitment to the organization.
Policing requires sacrifices and continuous giving of yourself. Beside discipline and commitment, a good police officer must act with respect at all times. Treat others with respect and you will be respected in return. As police officers, you are also required to respect authority, to respect rules and regulation, and respect your clients, people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Valedictorian Javid Jones indicated that the training was a challenge, but the requirements has taught him and all the recruits that hard work is necessary for success.
And you cannot love the comfort of your bed as a police officer, as there are important duties to be undertaken and great tasks to be accomplished. Training school was not just about physical exercises, drills, and early rising from our beds. It also included a variety of other subject areas to which we had to commit our minds. Subjects such as psychology, weaponry, self-defense, effective communication, and other police duty subjects took us away from what was at times all the almost unbearable heat of the sun and provided us with a wealth of information, giving us the necessary knowledge to be effective law enforcement officers.
Meantime, feature speaker Colin Williams told the graduates that as they navigate life's journey, they should take time out to consult their compass.
Now, the compass to which I refer is not just an instrument that is used for determining directions by means of a freely rotating magnetized needle which indicates where is magnetic north and where is the cardinal points north, south, east and west. No, that is not the compass to which I refer, even though it is equally important for finding direction and in plotting one's course. The compass I'm referring to is your own personal equivalent of the GPS, the Global Positioning System, with which we were born with. It is as natural to you as are all the qualities you possess. The qualities to walk, the qualities to march, the qualities to drill. Just so you have a natural compass. So what I'm urging you to do, therefore, is to consult your compass regularly.
The graduates were involved in a 7-month intense training before being recruited into the police force. Kristen John Dean reporting for SVG-TV News.
Earlier today, the National Society of Persons with Disabilities, the NSPD, hosted its annual March and Rally. The rally was held at the Victoria Park under the theme Empowering Persons with Disability through Education and Training. A number of institutions took part in today's event, including the School for Children with Special Needs, Society of the Blind, and members of the Intermediate High School Young Leaders. President of the NSPD, Patricia Cumberbatch, said the March and Rally is the brainchild of the past president, Melanie McKenzie, who passed away in 2007.
And she was one of the person who was really instrumental in, having children with disabilities, see how we could help them when the parents cannot afford to send them out to school or to assist them. She said, what can we do? We don't have much, but at least we can go on the road and raise some funds so that these children can be in school. So we decided to set up an educational scholarship fund for children with disabilities. And after she passed, we named that fund after her. Okay, so this is the reason, hence the reason we are here today. And we're really grateful for the support that we have received on the road. The National Society of Persons with Disabilities, it is a non-profit organization. Whatever we do, we raise funds. We are assisted with a subvention from the government. I mean, we are grateful. It is not enough. It's far below our exceeded budget, but we are making do, and whenever we can, raise funds, we do that.
Cumberbatch noted that most of the organization's time is spent on hosting fundraisers in order to keep it operational.
To help persons with disabilities in whatever program, we have. There is a number of things that we will want to do, but because of the limited funds, and we're really asking volunteers to assist us, with our programs that we have started, things like our skills training for sewing for our young people, home economic, our computer training program. Those are programs that we have. We have all the materials and instruments and so forth there. What we need are persons to volunteer to assist us in running this program for young people with disabilities.
Meantime, Minister of National Mobilization Frederick Stevenson says the government and the private sector must continue to work together for the further development of SVG. He noted that government cannot do it alone and other institutions have to get on board to provide assistance and lend their support to organizations.
This morning or this afternoon, we've seen from the check received from the St. Vincent Cooperative Bank managing any organization calls for funding, money. And today I want to challenge the cooperative sector here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines that you have a responsibility, because persons with disabilities come to your business, they put money in your bank, they go to KFC and they buy chicken, they buy lumber, and you have a responsibility to give back something to them. And I'm challenging all the cooperative businesses in St. Vincent and the Grenadines to come forward today. Do like the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Cooperative Bank and make your contribution towards our National Society for Persons with Disabilities.
Leader of the SVG Green Party and father of a child with a disability, Ivan O'Neill, says he is disappointed with the funding being provided to persons with disabilities from the government.
The government is giving lip service to the disabled people of this country. And there is a well-known dictum which says that society is judged by the way they look after their disabled. But I want to say that the minister is asking for the public sector to come forward and give appropriate funding. And I just want to say, I would like to see the government take a deeper step forward. I am sure that's appropriate. That is not politics. Take a deeper step forward.
Home to the world's best rum and 4 other prized products, the St. Vincent Distillery was visited by officials from the Ministry of Tourism and the media earlier today. Minister of Tourism Cecil Mackey congratulated the management and staff at the Soul Rum Distillery here for adding another accolade not only to the company but also to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We get more in this report from Zulika Lewis.
It is not often that countries can boast of having the best rum in the world and a different rum which is considered the best in the country. But for members of the St. Vincent Distillers family, making the best rum is their gift to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Export Promotion Manager and Public Relations Officer of SVG Distillers, Philippa Graves, outlined the rich history behind the production of the company's products, including being housed on an old sugar factory.
Of course, the sugar factory has since closed. The last date of operation was in 1985. In 1996, the government decided to privatize the distillery, and it was consequently sold to private enterprise. St. Vincent Distillers Limited produces 4 brands of rum. All our brands are continually winning gold medal awards in rum taste tests, regionally and internationally. With the most recent, of course, which I think everyone knows, is the Captain by being awarded the world's best rum.
Graves added that tourism and rum goes hand in hand, and with that, the distillery offers tours to locals and visitors interested in learning about the company.
As rum production is very embedded in the Caribbean's history, it is very much an element of tourism in the region. One can safely say that rum in the Caribbean is somewhat iconic. I think you will all agree that all tourists to any Caribbean island can confidently name the rum of the island in which they're visiting. And so it is my belief that for this reason, it is important for St. Vincent Distillers Limited and the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Tourism to join forces for the development of the tourist industry and the development of St. Vincent and the Grenadines on a whole.
Minister of Tourism Cecil Mackey said with the world recognition of products made from SVG, it will enhance this country's tourism product as arguably the most diverse Caribbean destination.
St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we are known for many things, and we are now able to add rum to that list of items that we are well known for over the world.
Meanwhile, Chief Executive Officer of the Tourism Authority, Glenn Beach, said while we may work as one Caribbean in promoting tourism, SVG must make their distinct mark.
We as Vincentians, not only can we brag, we can say we have proof to say that it is the best rum in the Caribbean. You know, as we look at the tourism product and we look to distinguish ourselves from what the rest of the Caribbean has to offer, and as much as we're one Caribbean, let's face it, we are in competition with the other islands.
Members of the media, along with tourism officials, were then given a tour of the factory. The factory, built in 1925, is now 89 years old. For SVG-TV News, I am Zulika Lewis.